Let me tell you something. Most people will never make it. That's the cold, hard truth. 99% of the world is asleep, coasting through life, content with mediocrity, drowning in excuses. And then there's the 1%, the wolves among sheep, the lions among gazelles. You want to know what separates them? It's not luck, it's not talent, it's mindset. The 1% don't wake up and wonder if they feel like grinding today. They wake up and dominate while everyone else is hitting snooze. They're already winning. Winning in the gym, winning in their mind, winning in their business. Why? Because they don't care about comfort. Comfort is the enemy of greatness. You see, the average person has this toxic belief that life owes them something. That success is just going to walk up, knock on their door, and introduce itself. But the 1%, they understand that life owes them nothing. They take what they want. They rip it out of the hands of complacency. When the average person sees a problem, they fold. They complain. They say it's too hard. It's not fair, but the 1%. They see problems as opportunities to flex their resilience. They think, how can I use this to get stronger, sharper, better? But listen closely, because this is where the power comes in. The 1% do what others won't. That's it. That's the secret. When the world tells them to slow down, they speed up. When everyone else is partying, they're planning. When the rest are complaining, they're creating. They don't chase motivation, they operate on discipline. Motivation comes and goes like the wind. Discipline, that's your anchor. You don't negotiate with it. You don't let your feelings dictate your actions. Feel tired, good. Feel scared, even better. The 1% know that fear and discomfort are the signs they're on the right path. And let's get one thing straight, failure isn't the opposite of success. It's part of the process. The average person fails and quits. The 1% fail, learn, and attack harder. Every setback is a lesson. Every loss is fuel. So here's the deal. If you want to join the 1%, stop looking for shortcuts. There aren't any. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. There isn't one. Start now. Decide now. Burn the excuses and get to work. Your life is a reflection of your choices. You are exactly where you deserve to be. That's not me being harsh, that's reality. If you're not where you want to be, it's because you haven't paid the price. The 1% mindset demands a relentless focus, unshakable confidence, and a willingness to outwork everyone around you. You have two choices: stay in the 99% and let life happen to you, or step into the 1% and take control. But understand this, it's not easy, it's not fair, and it's not for everyone. It's for the relentless, the disciplined, the obsessed. So what's it going to be? Keep dreaming or start doing. Keep watching others rise or join them. Stop hesitating and make your move. The 1% is waiting, but the clock is ticking. The reason most people never break free from mediocrity is that they are slaves to their feelings. They wake up every day and let their emotions dictate their actions. I'm tired. I don't feel like it. It's too hard. That's the language of the weak. You want to stay in that mindset, fine. But let me tell you, the world isn't going to wait for you. Comfort is a silent killer. It whispers in your ear, telling you to take it easy, to relax, to wait for tomorrow. But tomorrow doesn't exist for the weak. It's just an excuse to delay the work that needs to be done today. The people in the 1%, they don't let comfort run the show. They wake up and they act, no matter how they feel. Rain or shine, tired or rested, they don't negotiate with their feelings. Feelings are liars. They'll tell you that you can skip a day. They'll tell you that you've done enough. But the truth is brutal. The truth is you haven't done enough until you've reached the top. And even then, the work doesn't stop. You think greatness feels good all the time. Let me crush that myth for you. Greatness is built in discomfort. It's built when you're sweating, struggling, fighting against everything in you that wants to quit. That's where the real power is. It's in the moments when you feel like you can't go on, but you do anyway. That's when you separate yourself from the 99%. The 99% are addicted to easy. They scroll their phones for hours, binge watch shows, and waste time on things that bring zero value to their lives. Why? Because it's comfortable, because it's easy. But here's the brutal truth: easy is the enemy. Nothing worth having comes easy. You know what's easy? Staying broke, staying average, staying invisible. But if that's the life you want, then you might as well stop listening right now. The 1% know that comfort doesn't build empires. They thrive in the hard moments. They find strength in pain. When their legs are shaking during that last rep, when their minds are screaming to stop, they push harder. Not because it feels good, but because they know that's where growth lies. Growth doesn't happen in your comfort zone. It happens when you push past the point where everyone else stops. Most people are too soft to handle this truth. They want success, but they also want it to feel good. They want wealth, but they're not willing to sacrifice their weekends or their Netflix marathons. You can't have it both ways. You're either all in or you're out. The 1%, they're all in. They don't care about what feels good right now. They care about results. They care about becoming unstoppable. And let's talk about the excuses people make. I don't have time. I'm too busy. I'm too busy. I'm too tired. These are the lies the 99% tell themselves to stay comfortable. But here's the thing, everyone has 24 hours in a day. The 1% don't have more time than you, they just use it better. They don't waste it on distractions or self-pity, they put every second to work. Do you know why most people fail? It's not because they don't have the ability. It's because they refuse to get uncomfortable. The second something feels hard, they give up. The second they face resistance, they back down. But the 1%, they lean into that resistance. They know that every struggle, every challenge is an opportunity to grow stronger, tougher, and more resilient. You're going to have to decide what you want, more comfort or success, because you can't have both. The 1% understand this at a core level. They've trained themselves to embrace discomfort, to run towards it, not away from it. When the average person looks for shortcuts, the 1% put in the long hours. When the average person gives up after the first failure, the 1% keep going until they break through. You want to know why the 1% dominate? It's because they've mastered their mindset. They don't allow themselves to be ruled by fleeting emotions or the desire for comfort. They've hardened their minds to the point where discomfort is just another part of the process. Pain, that's fuel. Struggle, that's growth. Fear, that's a challenge to overcome. You can't fake your way into the 1%. It's not about saying you want it, it's about proving it every single day. Every decision you make is either taking you closer to success or further away from it. Skipping the gym because you're tired. That's a vote for mediocrity. Choosing to stay up late scrolling on your phone instead of working on your goals. Another vote for staying average. The 1% don't play that game. They're locked in. Every action, every thought, every decision is geared towards their vision. They don't let comfort derail them because they know the cost. Comfort is the reason dreams die. It's the reason people settle for lives they don't love, jobs they hate, and bodies they're ashamed of. The 1% refuse to settle. They'd rather sweat, bleed, and fight than live a life of regret. Let me ask you something. How much pain are you willing to endure for the life you want? Because if your answer is not much, you've already lost. The life you dream of isn't going to hand itself to you. It's going to test you. It's going to demand sacrifices, discipline, and an unshakable mindset. Most people break under that pressure. But the 1%, they thrive in it. If you want to be part of the 1%, you've got to stop chasing comfort. Start chasing growth. Growth happens in the struggle, in the sweat, in the moments when you want to quit but don't. It's in those moments that you prove to yourself and to the world that you're not like the rest. You're not part of the 99%. You're something else entirely, something unstoppable. So the question is, are you ready to get uncomfortable? Are you ready to do what the 99% won't? Because that's the price of greatness. And if you're not willing to pay it, someone else will. And they'll take the life you could have had, the success you could have achieved, because while you were chasing comfort, they were outworking you. You're moved out. The majority of people fail in life not because they lack talent or opportunity, but because they drown in their own excuses. Excuses are poison. They're the chains that keep you tied to mediocrity, and most people cling to them like lifelines. I'm too tired. I don't have time. I don't know where to start. Do you hear yourself? These aren't reasons. They're lies you tell yourself to avoid the pain of effort. But let me tell you something. Every excuse you make is stealing from your future. Every single one. You think the successful people you look up to had it easy. You think they didn't have doubts, fears, or struggles. Of course they did. The difference is they didn't let those things stop them. They didn't sit around waiting for the stars to align or for the perfect opportunity to knock on their door. They acted. They moved. They made things happen while everyone else was busy complaining. But life doesn't care about your excuses. The universe isn't sitting there listening to you whine, waiting to hand you a free pass. It rewards action. It rewards the people who get up, show up, and do the work no matter how hard it gets. The 1% understand this. They don't waste time justifying why they can't do something. They find a way. You don't have time, make time. You're tired, push through it. You don't know where to start. Start somewhere, anywhere but start. The people who win in life are the ones who refuse to let obstacles define them. They see obstacles as challenges, as puzzle solve, as opportunities to grow. The rest, they sit on the sidelines making excuses, watching from the shadows while the doers dominate. Excuses are seductive because they make you feel justified in staying where you are. They give you a reason to avoid discomfort, to avoid risk, to avoid failure. But let me tell you, the price of excuses is far higher than the price of effort. If excuses will cost you your dreams, your potential, your entire future, is that a price you're willing to pay? Because every time you choose an excuse over action, you're making a down payment on regret. If you want to change your life, you've got to stop looking for reasons why you can't and start looking for ways that you can. Every excuse you make is a door closing in your face, but every action you take, no matter how small, is a step closer to where you want to be. It's not about having all the answers. It's about having the guts to move forward, even when you don't. And let's get one thing clear. Nobody is coming to save you. Nobody's going to drag you out of bed, make you work harder, or force you to chase your goals. That's your job. That's your responsibility. The 1% understand this. They don't wait for motivation or permission. They don't wait for someone to tell them what to do. They take control. They act. They act. You're not stuck because of your circumstances. You're stuck because of your mindset. You've convinced yourself that you can't, and as long as you believe that, you're right. But the second you decide to stop making excuses, the second you decide to take responsibility for your life, everything changes. It won't be easy, but it will be worth it. People who win in life aren't the ones who had it easy. They're the ones who refused to quit. They're the ones who showed up every day, even when they didn't feel like it, even when the odds were stacked against them. They didn't let excuses control them. They controlled their actions, their mindset, their destiny. You think you're the only one who's tired, the only one who's struggling, the only one who's afraid? Get over yourself. Everyone feels those things. The difference is the winners don't let those feelings stop them. They push through. They show up, they do the work because they understand that action is the only thing that matters. You got a choice to make. You can keep making excuses, keep justifying why you're not where you want to be. Or you can decide right now to take control. Nobody's going to do it for you. Nobody is going to hand you success. You've got to earn it. You've got to fight for it. And you've got to stop letting excuses rob you of the life you could have. Every time you feel an excuse creeping in, crush it. Every time you hear yourself saying, I can't replace it with, I will, because the truth is, you can. You're just scared. Scared of failing, scared of looking stupid, scared of what people will think. But let me tell you something, failure is temporary. Regret is forever. The world doesn't reward people who make excuses. It rewards people who take action, who show up, who fight for what they want. You can't complain your way to success. You can't sit on the sidelines, pointing fingers, blaming circumstances, and expect to win. The only way to win is to play, to get in the game, to take the hits and keep moving forward. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop waiting for someone to give you permission. The time is now. The opportunity is now. If you're still making excuses, you're wasting it. Success doesn't wait for anyone. It doesn't care about your problems or your fears. It cares about your actions. So what's it going to be? Are you going to keep lying to yourself, keep making excuses, keep settling for less than you deserve? Or are you going to step up, take responsibility, and start doing the work? The choice is yours. And if you're serious about success, there is no choice. You know what you need to do. Life is going to hit you. It's going to test you, push you, and throw challenges at you that you didn't see coming. Most people, when faced with these obstacles, crumble. They back down, complain, and look for a way out. But let me tell you something, problems aren't there to stop you. They're there to shape you. They're there to separate the strong from the weak, the committed from the comfortable, the doers from the talkers. The difference between the 1% and everyone else isn't that the 1% don't face problems, they do. And often bigger ones than most people could even imagine. The difference is in how they respond. Where the 99% see barriers, the 1% see opportunities. Where the 99% see reasons to quit, the 1% see reasons to fight harder. That's the mindset you need to adopt if you want to win in life. Every problem you face is a chance to prove yourself. It's a test of your resilience, your creativity, your ability to adapt. But most people don't see it that way. Most people see problems as roadblocks, as reasons to turn back. And that's why most people fail. They don't understand that every problem carries within it the seed of its solution if you're willing to dig deep enough to find it. Stop running from your problems. Face them head on. You've got to stop looking at challenges as things that are happening to you and start seeing them as things that are happening for you. That shift in mindset changes everything. Problems are not punishments, they're stepping stones. They're opportunities to grow, to learn, to get better. And if you're not willing to face them, you're not willing to grow. I think about it, the greatest successes in history were born out of problems. The most successful businesses built to solve problems, most inspiring stories, overcoming problems. The strongest people, is shaped by problems. If you're not facing challenges, you're not pushing hard enough. If your life is too easy, you're not aiming high enough. You want to know why most people stay stuck. It's because they spend all their time avoiding problems instead of solving them. They complain, they make excuses, they wish things were easier. But wishing for an easy life is the fastest way to a mediocre one. You don't grow in easy. You don't learn in easy. You don't win in easy. You win in the struggle, in the grind, in the moments when everything seems to be falling apart, but you refuse to give up. Problems are your training ground. They're the weights you lift to get stronger, the hills you climb to get tougher. And every time you solve a problem, you level up. Every time you overcome a challenge, you prove to yourself and to the world that you're capable of more than you thought. But most people don't give themselves that chance. They quit before the growth happens. They back down before the breakthrough. You've got to embrace the struggle. You've got to get comfortable being uncomfortable. Because the truth is, the bigger the problems you solve, the bigger the rewards. The 1% understand this. They don't shy away from hard things, they run towards them. They know that every problem they solve makes them smarter, stronger, and more valuable. And let's be real, problems are unavoidable. You can't escape them. So you've got two choices: let them defeat you or let them make you. The people who succeed in life aren't the ones who never face problems. They're the ones who refuse to let problems stop them. They adapt, they pivot, they find solutions where others see dead ends. Every time you solve a problem, you're building something bigger than just a solution. You're building confidence. You're building resilience. You're building a mindset that says, bring it on. I can handle whatever comes my way. That's the mindset of the 1%. That's the mindset that will take you to the top. Most people let their problems define them. They let their struggles become their identity. I'm broke because of this. I'm stuck because of that. I can't because of X, Y, Z wear their problems like badges of honor, as if being a victim is something to be proud of. But the 1%, they don't play that game. They don't let problems define them. They let problems refine them. You've got to stop seeing problems as the enemy. Start seeing them as your greatest ally. They're the push you need to grow, the fire you need to sharpen your steel. Without problems, there's no progress. Without challenges, there's no change. So stop wishing for fewer problems and start wishing for more strength to solve them. The truth is, life is never going to stop throwing problems at you. That's just how it is. But the good news, you get to decide how you respond. You get to decide whether you're going to let problems break you or build you. And the 1%, they've already made their decision. They've decided that no matter what happens, no matter how hard it gets, they're going to keep pushing forward. It's not about avoiding problems. It's about becoming the kind of person who thrives in the face of them. It's about building a mindset that says, no matter what comes my way, I will find a way through it. That's what separates the winners from the losers. That's what separates the 1% from the 99%. Stop looking for an easy path. Stop wishing for a life without problems. That life doesn't exist. And even if it did, it wouldn't be worth living. Because the struggle is where the magic happens. The struggle is where you find out what you're really made of. And if you're not willing to struggle, you're not willing to succeed. So the next time you're faced with a problem, don't run from it. Don't complain about it. Don't wish it away. Wish it away. Face it. Solve it. Because every problem you conquer takes you one step closer to the life you want. And if you're serious about success, you'll stop seeing problems as obstacles and start seeing them as opportunities. People underestimate the power of focus. They waste their days jumping from one thing to another, always distracted, always busy, but never productive. Let me tell you something, busyness is not success. Focus is. The ability to lock in, cut out the noise, and put all your energy into one thing is what separates winners from losers. But most people can't do it. They don't even try. They let their attention get pulled in a million directions and then wonder why they're not getting anywhere. You want to know why the 1% dominate? Because they understand this energy, when spread thin, is wasted. Energy, when concentrated, becomes unstoppable. They don't dabble in 10 different things, half committed to all of them. They pick their target and they go all in. No distractions, no excuses. They are obsessed with their goal, and that obsession is what makes them dangerous. Distractions are everywhere. They're on your phone, in your environment, in your head. Social media notifications, endless entertainment, it's all designed to keep you unfocused, to keep you weak. Every time you check your phone, every time you let your attention drift, you're giving away your power. You're trading your potential for cheap dopamine hits. And for what? To scroll, to like, to watch someone else live their life while you're wasting yours. The 1% don't play that game. They don't let distractions control them. They control their environment. They create systems and habits that keep them locked in. They understand that every second wasted is a second they'll never get back. Time is the most valuable resource you have. And if you're not using it to move closer to your goals, you're losing. Focus is a skill, and like any skill, it requires practice. It's not something you're born with, it's something you build. The first step is eliminating distractions. Look around you. What's stealing your attention? Is it your phone, your friends, your own thoughts? Identify the problem, and then ruthlessly cut it out. You don't have time to waste, so stop pretending you do. You have to train your mind to resist temptation. When you sit down to work, commit to it fully. No breaks, no interruptions, no excuses. It's going to be hard at first. Your brain is going to fight you because it's used to being distracted. But if you push through, if you stay disciplined, you'll start to notice something. Your focus gets sharper, your work gets better, and your results start to speak for themselves. The truth is, most people aren't willing to put in the effort to develop focus. They'd rather blame their circumstances, their environment, or anything else but themselves. I can't focus because of this. I'm distracted because of that. Enough. Stop blaming external factors for your lack of discipline. If you want to focus, make it happen. Turn off your phone, close the door, get to work. And let's be real, focus isn't just about cutting out distractions. It's about prioritizing what matters. Most people waste their time on things that don't move the needle. They spend hours on tasks that could be done in minutes, or worse, on things that don't need to be done at all. The 1% don't fall into that trap. They know exactly what their priorities are, and they attack them with laser focus. You need to learn how to say no. No to the things that don't align with your goals. No to the people who waste your time. No to the habits that hold you back. Every time you say yes to a distraction, you're saying no to your dreams. Remember that. Focus isn't just about what you do. It's about what you don't do. It's about discipline, about self-control, about making sacrifices. And yes, it's going to be uncomfortable. It's going to be hard, but that's the price of success. If it were easy, everyone would do it. The 1% understand that focus is their greatest weapon. They guard it fiercely. They don't let other people's agendas dictate their time. They don't let temporary pleasures pull them away from permanent success. They are relentless, and that's why they win. I think about the people you admire, the ones who are crushing it in life. Do you think they got there by being distracted, by letting their attention drift from one thing to another? Of course not. They got there because they focused, because they sacrificed, because they were willing to do what others weren't. Focus isn't just about work, it's about your entire mindset. It's about being present, being intentional, being fully engaged in whatever you're doing. When you talk to someone, focus on them. When you work, focus on the task. When you train, focus on your body. Stop doing things half-heartedly. Stop spreading yourself thin. Most people live their lives on autopilot, reacting to whatever comes their way. They're not in control, they're being controlled. But the 1%, they're in the driver's seat. They decide where their attention goes, and they don't let anything or anyone pull them off course. If you want to join the 1%, you need to start acting like them. You need to take control of your focus and guard it like your life depends on it, because it does. Your focus determines your actions determine your results, and your results determine your life. The world is full of distractions, and it's not going to get easier. If anything, it's going to get harder. More apps, more notifications, more noise. But that's not an excuse to lose focus, it's a reason to double down. The harder it gets, the more valuable focus becomes. I don't be like everyone else. Don't let the world dictate your attention. Take control, set boundaries, create routines, and most importantly, stay committed. Because the moment you lose focus, you lose momentum. And in a world that's moving as fast as this one, momentum is everything. You have the power to control your focus, but only if you're willing to do the work. Only if you're willing to sacrifice comfort for discipline, distractions for progress. It's not going to be easy, but nothing worth having ever is. So stop waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect environment, the perfect conditions. Start now, focus now, win now. Confidence isn't something you're born with, it's something you earn. It's not a gift, it's a weapon. And if you don't have it, life will crush you. Confidence is the backbone of success, the force that makes people listen when you speak, the edge that makes you unstoppable. But let me tell you something, confidence isn't built on lies. It's built on evidence, it's built on results, it's built on knowing deep down that you've put in the work and you're ready to dominate. Most people have fake confidence. They talk big, they act tough, but it's all a front. Underneath, they're terrified, they're insecure. They know they haven't done what it takes, so they compensate with arrogance, with bravado, with empty words. But real confidence comes from mastery. It comes from discipline. It comes from doing the hard things day after day until you know without a doubt that you're untouchable. You want confidence? Earn it. Get up earlier than everyone else. Work harder than everyone else. Push yourself further than anyone thinks is reasonable. When you do that, when you outwork, outlast, and outperform, you don't need to fake anything. Confidence becomes natural because you know you've done what most people aren't willing to do. Stop looking for shortcuts. Stop waiting for someone to tell you you're good enough. Confidence doesn't come from external validation, it comes from internal conviction. And that conviction is only possible when you've proven to yourself that you can handle whatever life throws at you. People think confidence is about being loud, being bold, being flashy. It's not. It's not. Confidence is quiet, it's calm, it's the unshakable belief that no matter what happens, you'll find a way to win. It's walking into a room and owning it, not because you're trying to impress anyone, but because you don't need to. Confidence doesn't come from being perfect. It comes from being prepared. It comes from knowing that you've trained, you've studied, you've prepared yourself for whatever challenges lie ahead. And if you haven't done those things, don't expect to feel confident. Confidence isn't magic, it's math. The more you put in, the more you get out. But here's the thing, most people aren't willing to put in the work. They want the results without the effort, the glory without the grind. And that's why they stay stuck. That's why they crumble under pressure. Because when the moment comes, when the spotlight's on them, they know they haven't done what it takes. You can't fake confidence. You can try, but people can smell it a mile away. Real confidence, it's undeniable. It's the way you carry yourself, the way you speak, the way you move. It's not something you say, it's something you show. And the only way to show it is to live it. Confidence isn't about never failing. It's about knowing that failure doesn't define you. It's about understanding that every setback is an opportunity to come back stronger. The 1% don't fear failure because they know it's part of the process. They don't let it shake their confidence because their confidence isn't fragile. It's built on a foundation of grit, resilience, and relentless effort. If you want to be confident, you've got to stop comparing yourself to others. Confidence isn't about being better than someone else. It's about being better than you were yesterday. It's about setting your own standards and smashing them. When you focus on your growth, your progress, your journey, you stop caring about what anyone else is doing. And that's when true confidence emerges. Most people are slaves to other people's opinions. They let their confidence rise and fall based on what others think of them. But the 1% don't care about opinions. They care about results. They don't need validation because they validate themselves through their actions, their achievements, their relentless pursuit of greatness. Confidence is a choice. It's a decision to believe in yourself, to back yourself, to bet on yourself, even when the odds are against you. It's not about waiting for the perfect moment or the perfect conditions. It's about stepping up, taking action, and proving to yourself that you're capable of more than you ever imagined. The truth is, confidence is a muscle. And like any muscle, it grows with use. The more you step out of your comfort zone, the more you challenge yourself, the more confident you become. But if you avoid challenges, if you stay in your safe little bubble, your confidence will wither. People talk about wanting confidence, but they don't want to do what it takes to earn it. They want to feel confident without facing their fears, without taking risks, without putting in the work. But it doesn't work that way. Confidence is the reward for courage. It's the byproduct of action. Stop waiting for confidence to find you. Go out and build it. Do the hard things. Face the tough conversations. Take the scary leap. Every time you do, you're not just building confidence, you're proving to yourself that you're stronger than you think, braver than you believe, and more capable than you give yourself credit for. Confidence isn't just about what you do. It's about how you think. It's about your mindset, your self-talk, your beliefs. If you're constantly doubting yourself, tearing yourself down, telling yourself you're not good enough, how can you expect to feel confident? Confidence starts in your mind. It starts with the decision to believe in yourself, to trust yourself, to back yourself, no matter what. But belief alone isn't enough. You can't just think confident thoughts and expect to feel unstoppable. You have to align your actions with your beliefs. You have to prove to yourself through consistent effort and relentless discipline that you're worthy of confidence. Confidence is about taking responsibility for your life. It's about owning your choices, your actions, your results. It's about refusing to play the victim, refusing to make excuses, refusing to When you take full ownership of your life, you take full control of your confidence. The 1% understand this. They know that confidence isn't handed to you, it's earned. It's not about luck or talent or natural ability. It's about showing up every day, putting in the work, and refusing to settle for anything less than your best. That's where real confidence comes from. Most people think confidence is a feeling. It's not. It's a state of being. It's a way of showing up in the world, a way of carrying yourself, a way of living your life. And it's available to anyone who's willing to do the work to earn it. So stop looking for shortcuts. Stop waiting for permission. Stop hoping for confidence to magically appear. Start building it. Start earning it. Start living it. Discipline is the bridge between the life you have and the life you want. Everyone talks about motivation, about feeling inspired, but let me tell you something motivation is fleeting. It comes and goes. It's weak. Discipline, though, that's the foundation. That's what carries you through when motivation abandons you, when the grind gets tough, when life punches you in the mouth. Discipline is unshakable. It doesn't care if you're tired, if you're unmotivated, if you're scared. Discipline shows up day in and day out, no matter what. Most people fail because they rely on how they feel. They wake up and ask themselves, do I feel like working today? Do I feel like going to the gym? Do I feel like grinding? That's the wrong question. The answer doesn't matter. You do it whether you feel like it or not. Discipline is doing the work when you're tired, when you're bored, when you're frustrated, when every part of you wants to quit. That's the difference between winners and losers. For winners don't make excuses. They don't negotiate with themselves. They do what needs to be done. Do you know why so many people never achieve their goals? Because they think discipline is restrictive. They think it's punishment. They don't see that discipline as freedom. Freedom from regret, freedom from mediocrity, freedom from a life of unrealized potential. Discipline isn't the enemy, it's the ally. It's the key to unlocking everything you've ever wanted. Every successful person you admire got there because of discipline. Not because they were smarter, not because they were luckier, not because they were more talented. They were disciplined, they showed up every single day and did the work. When others quit, they kept going. When others made excuses, they found a way. That's what discipline looks like. It's not flashy, it's not glamorous, it's consistent, relentless effort. People love to talk about their goals, their dreams, their plans. But talk is cheap. Discipline is action. Discipline is waking up at 5 a.m. when you'd rather sleep in. It's choosing the salad when you'd rather have the burger. It's working on your business when your friends are out partying. It's making sacrifices, not because you have to, but because you want the results more than you want the comfort. Comfort is the killer of ambition. The moment you choose comfort over discipline, you lose, you settle. And every time you settle, you're training yourself to be weaker, to accept less, to give up. Discipline is the antidote to comfort. It's the voice in your head that says, no, we're better than this. We're stronger than this. We're going to push through. Discipline doesn't care about excuses. It doesn't care about circumstances. It doesn't care about fairness. Life isn't fair, and waiting for it to be is a waste of time. Discipline is about taking what you've got and making it work. It's about finding a way, not finding an excuse. Do you think the 1% got where they are by accident, by chance? No, they got there because they refused to quit. They refused to let setbacks stop them. They refused to let failure define them. Discipline is what keeps you moving forward when everything else tells you to stop. It's the fire inside that says, I will not quit, I will not settle, I will not lose. The truth is, discipline is simple. Not easy, but simple. It's about making a decision and sticking to it. It's about keeping the promises you make to yourself. If you say you're going to wake up early, you wake up early. If you say you're going to hit the gym, you hit the gym. If you say you're going to work on your goals, you work on your goals. No negotiations, no compromises. But here's the problem: most people don't trust themselves. They've broken so many promises to themselves that their word means nothing. Every time you say you're going to do something and you don't, you're training yourself to be unreliable, to be weak. Discipline is about rebuilding that trust, about proving to yourself that when you say you're going to do something, you do it. And yes, it's going to be hard. Discipline isn't supposed to be easy. If it were easy, everyone would have it. Everyone would be successful. Everyone would be in shape, healthy, happy, but they're not, because discipline is rare. It's rare because it's hard, and that's why it's so valuable. People think discipline is this big dramatic thing, but it's not. It's in the little choices you make every day. It's choosing to get out of bed when the alarm goes off. It's choosing to focus when you'd rather scroll through your phone. It's choosing to say no to distractions, to temptations, to anything that pulls you away from your goals. Those little choices add up. They define you. Discipline isn't about perfection. You're going to slip up. You're going to have bad days. That's not the point. The point is to keep going, to get back on track, to refuse to let one bad day turn into a bad week, a bad month, a bad life. Discipline is resilience. It's persistence. It's the ability to keep moving forward no matter what. The world will test you. It will throw obstacles in your way. It will try to break you. Discipline is what keeps you standing, what keeps you fighting, what keeps you winning. It's not about being the strongest or the smartest or the fastest. It's about being the most consistent. Most people live their lives reacting to whatever comes their way. They're not in control, they're being controlled. Discipline is about taking control. It's about deciding what you want and going after it with everything you've got. It's about being proactive, not reactive. You can't build a great life without discipline. You can't achieve greatness without discipline. You can't be part of the 1% without discipline. It's the foundation of everything. So stop waiting for motivation. Stop looking for shortcuts. Stop making excuses. Start building discipline. Start living it. Start owning it. Start owning it.